Hi guys, this is Emma and today I'm going to be watching part 13 of Twin Peaks. It's called What Story Is That, Charlie? I wonder if Patrick Fishland knew what he was supposed to be reacting to in that scene, because he's so serious in comparison with the scene that he's supposed to be responding to. Oh, JD is so happy. Wow. That is some Las Vegas gym set, isn't it? Wow. It's like a fairy tale come true for that family. What the hell? Like a 90-foot TV screen. Should have finished the job, Ray. I'm getting scared here. I don't know if this is gonna work. I don't think that they can really trick an evil Coop. I don't think they can. Holy shit.
Put the gun away, Ray.
They need that many gunsmen against evil Coop. They're not really good. Oh, they are gonna arm wrestle. Oh my god. Why don't I understand this? Why doesn't Ray say that this guy is like supernaturally gifted or something after seeing those woodsmen around the body? Surely he knows that Cooper is unbeatable. This is only gonna end one way. We know that. He's not even like struggling. He's just playing with him.
Doesn't that hurt your arm when I go like that? When it's down here.
Oh god! Come on, just get it off.
Starting position.
Please. I do not like this. He's gonna like break his arm off or something. Wow, it's the ring.
Right before I walked out of my cell and saw you.
Whoa. So Philip Gerard.
He was dressed as a gardener. I've never
Philip
seen him.
Jeffries? Oh no. Whoa, what's he doing there? What? Whoa. I don't get this. Which I'm not I'm trying to wrap my head around this. Did he get the ring off Philip Gerard? Oh my god, look at Richard. He's like hero worshipping. Oh, those high heels. She's got to be having sore feet at the end of the day wearing shoes like that. I think Becky needs a psychiatrist.
Shall we go home already?
Again. Oh, isn't it sweet? Oh, she's got another bloke. Jeez, look how many cigarettes she's smoked. Oh, God. I feel bad for her. Is that just on a loop? That is weird.
Well, I'm not sure who I am, but I'm not me.
See that
This
again.
is an exorcism. You're
She's
supposed to
very
go
troubled.
to the Roadhouse. Now, are you going to stop
she
playing
been
games,
like-
or do I have to end your story too?
Recluse? What did he say? What does that mean? I do not understand anything they are saying, actually. It's like they're talking in code.
To welcome James Hurley.
No way! No way! That vocal has to be from like when he was 20. Oh, she loves him. He has a strange look on his face when he was saying that, like really sad, as if maybe Donna is not around anymore. Okay, so I just finished the episode and I apologize if my dog barks while I'm talking, but she is in the room and she never shuts up. So basically, I really liked that episode. So starting at the beginning, we had the Mitchum brothers arriving at the insurance firm, throwing a party, basically endowing Bushnell with gifts and bringing happiness to the office. Very unexpected turn of events when Anthony exposed himself because he was touched by Dougie, or Cooper. It's almost as if good Coop is as impenetrable as bad Coop is, and we saw the kind of power that evil Coop has in that terrible scene with the arm wrestling. Very shocking scenes. Oh, there's so much happened in this episode, actually. It's difficult to get my head round. I don't understand why Ray allowed evil Coop to come back. Why he even let him through the door after what he'd seen. He said he'd been given the Owl Cave ring by Philip Jeffries, But Philip Gerard was the one who last had the ring, so is Philip Gerard masquerading as Philip Jeffries? Or is something else going on? Is Philip Jeffries working with Philip Gerard? Are they all trying to get Bob back into the lodge? It's really difficult to kind of process things right now. Ray said that Philip said that there was something they wanted inside of Coop, and I guess that must have been Bob that they wanted back, which is kind of strange because why wouldn't they want both of them? Why wouldn't they want evil Coop in the lodge as well as Bob? It's confusing. Janie is exceptionally happy now that her life has improved, and she loves Cooper more than she ever did, or Dougie more than she ever did. Her son's life has been transformed, her life has been transformed. She's driving the new car, she loves it. She is physically attracted to Dougie more than she ever has been, probably. She just seems very calm and at ease compared to the Janie we knew from earlier episodes when she was really raging and in charge and on the go, and she seems serene almost. So evil Coop now basically has a whole gang of criminals who are likely to do his bidding for him and likely to stand up for him now that he's displayed this extraordinary, you know, power that he has. I'm guessing none of them would want to put a foot wrong. So it's interesting that evil Coop asked Ray if they'd mentioned Major Briggs. Clearly there's something that evil Cooper knows about the Major Briggs situation that could harm him in some way. So I love the stuff we had in the town of Twin Peaks when we had Bobby in the diner, Shelley talking to her daughter, Big Ed, finally he made an appearance with Norma. Big Ed obviously still madly in love with Norma. Looked very jealous when that accountant guy appeared talking about the franchises. That was so interesting that the Double R Diner has become a franchise called Norma's Double R Diner. I thought it was a bit strange that the guy said in black and white, and the Double R Diner in other places that they're bringing in lower class ingredients, and it made it sound like, you know, it wasn't a good thing to be a franchise. It was perhaps diluting the goodness of the real Double R Diner. I also think, you know, you can't help but associate the Double R with the Red Room and Rancho Rosa, and when the guy said in black and white, I kind of was thinking about the Black Lodge and the flooring, and almost as if like the franchise is spreading something bad around the country. I don't want to think that because it's Norma's sort of enterprise, you know, but that's what he kind of made me think of when he was talking to Norma. Nadine and Dr. Jacoby, that was a lovely scene, wasn't it? Those two seem destined to be together, or they should be together anyway, because obviously they are enamored by each other, and the fact that Dr. Jacoby remembered that Nadine was picking up a potato in the store 7 years ago suggests that he has always been quite interested in her. Dr. Jacoby was never a conventional psychiatrist, and I think that there was perhaps a fine line between Dr. Jacoby and the patients he was treating, and he seems to have a lot in common with Nadine, and definitely they share the same mindset. They share the same opinions about the modern world. That would be a lovely way out for Ed and Norma to get together, because of the fact that there was always the idea that Nadine couldn't be left on her own, couldn't be abandoned by Ed. But if there was someone like Dr. Jacoby on the horizon for Nadine, that would make it so much easier for Ed and Norma to finally allow themselves to be together, I think. James at the Roadhouse did not expect that. I think that track was just the same track with the same backing vocals and everything. It didn't really sound any different to me. But James looked a little serious when he was singing it. Made me think perhaps he was thinking of Madeline, perhaps he was thinking of Laura, perhaps he was thinking about Donna. Maybe Donna is not around anymore, maybe she died over the past 25 years and he was thinking about her. When you sing a song like that and it's connected to your youth, maybe he was also thinking about himself, because we know that he's been in a motorcycle accident and that might have changed him in some ways that we don't understand yet. Might have changed his personality. He might have been singing that song thinking about the kind of boy he was and what happened to him in life. We just don't know yet, but it was a lovely nostalgic moment, I think, and a treat for Twin Peaks fans, even though everybody always disses that song and disses James as well, but I loved it myself. I think Madeleine Zore's character obviously loves James, and the way she reacted to him singing suggested that she felt some kind of sympathy for him as well, or sympathy for his situation or something in his past that she knows about. The way she was crying reminded me a little bit of the way that Beverly was crying in the last episode with Ben. Almost as if these women are seeing these broken men and they really feel like they want to repair them and just want to love them. Sarah Palmer at home. Very strange scene. That boxing match that she was watching was playing on a loop. I don't know how that was happening, because TVs don't do that, right? But you could hear like a strange electrical sizzle at the end of that scene, and then it would just replay. And it also seemed to be like from the 1950s or something, that clip. I have no idea who those people were. I think that would have to be researched if that was a real boxing match. But that looked like really old-fashioned footage. Wondering if it's possibly from an era that we might have seen featured before, like the 1950s, the 1940s. And that ties in with the girl with the frog moth, and the Bob Bubble, and Laura's creation and everything. Who knows? That would have to be something I look into. But Sarah, I felt sorry for her because she looked so lonely. She just looked like there was nobody there to talk to, nobody there to live with. There was about 900 cigarettes surrounding her, bottles of booze, junk food. It just looked like the poor woman was empty. Didn't look like she had anything to live for, basically. And that was so sad. Another weird Audrey scene, and I have no idea what was going on in that scene. This is my instant reaction to it. I have absolutely no idea what she was saying or what he was saying to her. It sounded like they were just plucking random lines out of a book and throwing them back at each other, and I have no idea what it meant. Audrey said she felt like she was somewhere else and someone else, and she said she didn't feel like herself, which I think is evident from fan reaction to how Audrey was portrayed in that first episode we saw her in. Is she suffering from some kind of brain trauma that was left over from the bomb blast? That would explain why she says, "Where is the Roadhouse? Can you tell me where it is? Is it far from here?" And he says, "You know where it is." That reminded me a little bit of Harold as well, because he was an agoraphobic, I think, and that's kind of the vibe I was getting from Audrey in this scene. Like, she didn't want to go out on her own. She couldn't. She says, "Who am I supposed to trust but myself?" Suggesting that she is, or at least in her mind, she thinks she's in danger. Maybe that is real, maybe it is imagined, but I think clearly she is in a traumatic, nervous state. She feels threatened by something. She feels like she's in danger. She doesn't know what to do. And then she asks what she's supposed to do, as if there's a script that she's following and she doesn't know the next line. And he tells her what she's supposed to do. Either she is on drugs, some kind of pharmaceutical drug, or she is on illegal drugs, or she has been on illegal drugs in the past. I don't know why he would say this, otherwise it seemed like a bit of a dig. Then he accuses her of playing games and says that if she doesn't stop playing games, he'll end her story. Oh, what the hell does that mean? He'll end her story. Does that mean he'll kill her? Or is there something about the Audrey scene that we are not understanding? And honestly, she seems terrified of him, like terrified of his power when he says that. And what the hell is that the story of the little girl who lives down the lane mean? Is that some kind of nursery rhyme? One for the little boy who lives down the lane, and one for the I'm driving myself nuts here. 3 bags full, 3 bags. I'm singing 3 Blind Mice. You know, the one with the sheep's wool. One for the master, one for the dame, and one for the little boy who lives down. Well, she says little girl, but that's what that reminded me of. Oh God. How can you not remember a nursery rhyme, for goodness sake? Bob her black sheep. Except it's little boy who lives down the lane, not little girl, right? But we've already had instances of nursery rhymes being mentioned, haven't we? With the cow jumped over the moon. Am I totally crazy? I feel like I'm just saying crazy things now. But that scene was crazy. I don't think we're any clearer about the Audrey situation than we were in the last episode. And I think, if anything, it has become even more obscure about what's going on with Audrey. And another weird thing she says is, help me, it's like ghost wood. I have no idea what that means, but you know, the idea of ghost wood was never a nice thing, was it? It was like deforestation, destruction, urbanization. That was what the Ghostwood Estates was standing for, I think. Sort of a breaking down of the natural world to put something artificial in its place. That scene with Audrey, it could be read a lot of ways. She says to Charlie at one point, what will it be, Charlie? Who would you be? As if she has a choice of personalities. Maybe she's just saying, should I go with my lover or should I stay with my husband? Maybe it's simple, maybe it's complicated. I don't think we're gonna be able to decipher that from this scene. The last scene with Big Ed was very sad because he was obviously feeling very lonely, in the sense that he didn't have anyone to truly love. I think he was really pining for Norma in that scene and feeling the cup from the Double R Diner, tasting the soup from the Double R Diner. Basically, the soup was Norma, I think. I think that, you know, he was really needing her in that moment. I think he's spent many years with Nadine, probably unfulfilled. But when Norma's accountant came in, I think Ed was like giving way almost too easily. It's almost as if Ed doesn't have the fighting spirit in him anymore to try and take Norma, to try and forge that relationship. It's almost as if he's given up. I hope that's not the case, because I think, you know, he could be closer than ever to being able to be with Norma, because Nadine, I think, is being pushed towards Dr. Jacoby. That could be somewhere that she really would want to be, and that she would be in a happy place with Dr. Jacoby. You can just imagine those two living together and doing the podcast together. That would be hilarious. Anyway, I think this episode was very deep. I think it had a lot of hidden messages that we perhaps should decode, perhaps we should work on, look at, and I think this one will require a bit of theorizing about. So I'm going to come back later in the week and try and look at it in closer detail and come up with some ideas. I'm sure that everybody out there will have some amazing thoughts on what the heck's going on. You can leave your thoughts in the comments if you like. You can also subscribe if you like David Lynch or Twin Peaks, and thank you very much for watching, and that's it. Goodbye.